So I remember there was this game back on September 14th, 2021 when Barcelona had to face against Bayern Munich, and it was at Barcelona's home. And I remember we had Ronald Koeman as our coach, and in that match we had players like Ter Stegen, Araujo, Piqué, Eric Garcia, Sergio Busquets, Sergio Roberto, Jordi Alba, Frankie de Jong, Pedri, Memphis Depay, and Luke de Jong. It was a team that was not like the world's best players, right? We did not have the best players in the world. But it was a team that definitely had a lot of technical ability, and they can do some damage, they can score some goals, they can outplay the opposition in some certain games. We expected for that Barcelona team to show something against Bayern Munich, try and become the protagonist of that match. And especially if we were going to be playing at the Camp Nou, we expected them to try because they were playing in front of their fans and they have to give some sort of respect. You cannot go into this game and not try. So when the game started, we immediately saw Bayern Munich have full control of the game. And the reason why that happened was because Barcelona, this team back in 2021, they were afraid. And how do we know that they were afraid? It is because they were sitting very deep and they only wanted to defend their half. They did not want to play against Bayern Munich. They did not want to send a couple of players out there to try and score goals and try to be the main team of that night. And also, I remember back on that time, I was just so pissed. You guys can go search it up on my YouTube channel. Barcelona versus Bayern Munich. They lose 3-0 back in 2021. So it was about 2 or 3 years ago. I remember being so mad because I'm like, really? You're going to disrespect us and show us that you guys just don't want to play against Bayern? You guys are really that afraid of a team like that? And Nagelsmann only came in like 2 or 3 months ago, and you guys want to be afraid? Really? Like I said, the players that we had, they were not bad. They weren't like the world's best players. We did not have the best players in the world, right? But at the same time, they were good enough to, at the very least, lose 3-2. At the very least, lose maybe 2-1. Or at the very least, tie 1-1. And if we look at the average position of this game, you can very much see that they were sitting deep and they only had like 1 player or 2 players that were extremely high, and that's about it. So I know that you guys are wondering, like, what does this have to do with anything of like right now, this chaos and this madness that is going on between Xavi Hernandez and Barcelona, and the fact that Barcelona just lost against Real Madrid 4-1 is because of this. There is a big reason on why Xavi Hernandez will not get sacked, okay? I know that many of you guys want him to get sacked, and I understand where the frustration is coming from, right? I'm even frustrated. I'm mad at this team. I'm mad because they simply don't put 110%. But you can tell when a coach wants to make a team the main protagonist, to be confident and to play with enthusiasm, right? Play with confidence, play with a lot of motives, and try and score goals. You can tell when you have a coach like that. Why? It is because of the positions of these players. On this night between Real Madrid and Barcelona, where they lost 4-1, we did not show that we were scared. Right in the beginning, this team was not set up to be scared at all. Xavi Hernandez literally said, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put a high line. Don't be afraid of these players, of Vinicius and Rodrigo. Who cares if they're pacey? Play a high line and we're going to go on and attack. It does not matter who they have. We are going to be the ones that are going to have the ball, and we're going to score a lot of goals. That is what Xavi Hernandez wanted to set up with these players. He even said, once you do lose the ball, we're going to need to press as high as possible and get the ball back as fast as possible, because we are the ones that are supposed to control this game and we're supposed to have the ball. So we played, right, the way that Xavi structured this whole game plan is to show us that Barcelona wanted to be brave. That is Xavi's intentions. We were not a team where, we had a coach that said, we're going to have to sit back and, the team is too good. We have to, just give respect to them. Let's sit back and defend ourselves because I don't know if we can score. Let's just stay back here. We were not like that. This is not Ronald Koeman's Barcelona. It is quite clear that Xavi Hernandez is a coach that wants to play with full confidence, to have the ball all the time. So we saw that against Real Madrid. But the thing is that when you have players, right? I want these players to be like super self-accountable, right? When you have these players not giving out 110%, there's only so much Xavi Hernandez can do. You set these players for success, but these players have to meet you halfway. I strongly believe that there are players in this squad that are not 110% there. Like in terms of focus, in terms of intensity, in terms of wanting to win the match. There are some players here. Xavi is not going to be a coach that says, yes, because of that player, that is the reason why we made these mistakes. Yeah, because of this player, that's the reason why this happened. Xavi Hernandez is not Ronald Koeman. I remember Koeman was blaming Nico Gonzalez about 2 or 3 years ago when Nico made a mistake. He's like, yeah, Nico needs to learn from this. And, because of that mistake, that is the reason why this certain event happened. When Xavi Hernandez is not Ronald Koeman, don't expect Xavi to say it is the player's fault. It is this person's fault. He's not going to do that. He is someone who's very self-accountable, and he's someone that's going to say, I'm sorry to the fans. That is what Xavi is. That is the greatest coach that you can ever have. But again, going back to the problem, one of the biggest problems right now is that there are players that don't fully support or like they're like fully not like convinced by Xavi's plans, and they need to be convinced, because if you don't feel convinced, then nothing is going to work out. You're not doing the coach a favor. And Pep Guardiola had a interview. It was like for some like award show. He was being asked multiple questions. I think that he won an award or something. I didn't really look much into it, but they asked Pep Guardiola, they're like, what type of advice would you give to Xavi Hernandez, and what do you think about all of this criticism? And so this is what he said. It is easy to blame the coach, but the players have to take a step forward. There is no secret. They are the ones playing. It is not just Xavi's fault. We know that this job only lasts 5 years. The players have to take a step forward. If the coach stays until the end, the players have to show their quality. They have done it many times before, and they will do it again. Then he says, as for my advice for Xavi Hernandez, I'm going to say this: be calm. In the end, he lost, but he must move forward and recover the best as fast as possible, and especially for the next match next week. We have to support the people, and at the end of the year, they will decide what to do. Yes, they lost the final match. The opponent must be congratulated. Learn from the loss and move forward. So this is exactly what I have been saying. The players do have to take a step forward. That is what I have been saying for the past like 2 or 3 weeks. Many people were like, Kevin, you're crazy. I'm unsubscribing. You're stupid. You're being fooled. All you do is get Xavi's back, but you never. I mean, yeah, all you do is like get on Xavi's back and you support him fully and just a bunch of stuff, right? But this is real. Like, if you are hearing this from a real manager, the best manager in the world, named Pep Guardiola, who has won the quadruple and has won multiple trophies, saying that the players need to take a step forward, I think that this is right. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna listen to somebody that's like somebody random in the comment sections on YouTube. We're listening to the number one coach in the world saying the players need to take a step forward. It's not like Pep Guardiola is just like not seeing Barcelona games and he's just saying whatever. He sees Barcelona games, right? He is still somebody that loves Barcelona. Barcelona gave him the opportunity to become the best coach in the world. Of course, he's going to be looking at Barcelona and what they're doing. And what he's saying and his feedback is the players need to take a step forward. Xavi has already brought these players and set them up for success. The players just need to be implementing those ideas and to be 110% focused, right? That is what drives me so crazy too, is that when I saw this game between Real Madrid and Barcelona, I'm like, this is a game where Barcelona can win. I can see it, right? Even if Barcelona were down 2-0, I still believed that Barcelona had the capability to come back, and we saw that. I showed you guys the information before. When those 2 goals were scored by Vinicius, Barcelona were so dominant in the match. They had all of the possession. They were outplaying Real Madrid, and the only thing that was missing was for us to score the goal. But the reason why those goals were not scored was because we couldn't even find Lewandowski, someone who's like so static, so stiff. And I'm like, dude, if Lewandowski has to get injured for this game, for him to just become more mobile and run more just so we can win this final, he should have just done it, because we needed a trophy like this. We needed to win this trophy to have momentum, to have confidence that we can win other trophies this season. But the same thing was happening. We just looked clueless, right? So the players were like, okay, I have the ball here just outside the opposition's box. Let me see if I can pass it to... Is that Lewandowski? All right, let me pass it to him. Oh, dang. And then Rudiger has the ball already, and now they're going to kick it back to Vinicius. That is how it was. I'm like, dude, like, just try. Stop blaming it on each other. Every time Lewandowski was trying to ask for the ball, he's like, right here. He's like, right here. I want it right here. Right here. Come on, Ferran, pass it right here. I was not asking it for over there. Right here. I hate that, dude. Like, how about you move a little bit more forward, or a little bit, like, stay back a little bit more, right? How about you guys have some actual conversations with one another? Because those attacking plays is not up to Xavi Hernandez. Xavi Hernandez is literally the coach that just says, okay, this is how we're going to set up. This is how we're going to get the ball. And then from there, at the attacking side, you guys are going to have to create something yourselves. Do you guys think that the whole MSN thing was Like the way that the MSN, Messi, Suarez, and Neymar, the way that they scored their goals was tactically modified by Luis Enrique. Do you guys think that? Because if you guys think that Luis Enrique said, Neymar, I'm going to need you to do this fancy trick. I'm going to need you to go over that player. And Messi, I'm going to need you to come over here. And then once you get the ball, take down two players. You get what I'm saying? Like, that was not modified by Luis Enrique. The players made it up. They came in there with confidence and they're like, we're going to score these goals and we're going to do whatever it takes to score these goals. So players like Joao Felix, Lewandowski, Ferran Torres, Lamine Yamal, they have to do the exact same thing. It's not on Xavi's side, or like it's not his decision to say, Lamine Yamal, I need you to take down these two or three players. Lewandowski, I'm gonna need you to turn around and maybe do a back heel shot into the net and then score the goal. What? No, that just comes out of nowhere. Like, it just comes based off the situation that arises, and the players have to like think, okay, what do I do in this situation that's only gonna last like in 1 second? You guys understand what I'm saying? That is what pisses me off so much. It's like you guys blame Xavi for the stupidest things, and you guys still want Xavi Hernandez to leave. I'm like, you guys are insane. Have you guys not been hearing about the reports of the potential replacements? I've been hearing Adrian Sanchez, a journalist in Spain, saying that Joan Laporta's one of the candidates is Arteta from Arsenal. Are you insane? Are you crazy? You want to take out Xavi Hernandez just to bring in the exact same type of coach? You might as well just continue with Xavi. We're already 2 or 3 years in. What are you talking about? The other one was Joan Laporta liking Rafa Marquez, Barcelona Athletic. Are you insane? Are you crazy? So you guys want to take out Xavi Hernandez and just bring somebody in that comes from Barcelona Athletic only because you guys heard that Pep Guardiola came from Barcelona B and went into the first team and miracles happen. You guys just think that the same thing is going to happen again, right? Like, dude, give me a break. That thing is going to be unrepeated. There's no way that we bring some coach from Barcelona Athletic and assume that he's going to bring in world-class levels into the first team. No, guys, there is literally no options. There is none. I know that there are some coaches like Hansi Flick or Klopp or something like that, but let me tell you guys something. Why can't Xavi Hernandez have his time at Barcelona? Tell me why. If you're going to give Pep Guardiola 7 years with Man City to win his first Champions League and his first quadruple with Man City, why can't you give Xavi Hernandez a couple of more years, who has only been here for 2 years and a half? 2 years and a half, okay? If you're going to give Klopp 5 years to win the first Champions League with Liverpool, right? Why can't Xavi Hernandez have 5 years? It took him 6 years to win the Premier League, finally. So, like, what are we doing here? Xavi Hernandez won the Premier League. Xavi Hernandez won La Liga in his second season, his first full season, and you guys still want him out? Are you guys kidding me? Another thing that, we also have to take into account is that we're still in the league race. There's no reason for Xavi Hernandez to leave in the summer, or like, not even, especially right now, right? So, like, we won La Liga in the previous season, and we're still in the race for La Liga this season. I don't find that a problem at all. You want to go back to Ronald Koeman? You guys want to go back to 9th place and see how it feels? Because right now we're only 7 points behind first place. So I don't understand the problem. We're still in the Champions League. I think that we can definitely beat Napoli. Yes, Napoli, they're not doing well. So, of course, maybe Barcelona might go through. But still, it gives us confidence. We're going to go in potentially to the quarterfinals, a position that we have not been in since like even before Ronald Koeman, before the pandemic. It's been such a long time. And you guys want to take Xavi out? Are you guys kidding me? We are also still in the Copa del Rey. So there's a lot of competitions that we're still in. I know that it's unfortunate that we lost 4-1, an embarrassing result against Real Madrid in this final. But at the same time, let's also talk about the goals that were scored against us. As you can see here in this picture, you guys can see that Bellingham receives the ball. Vinicius is ready to make that run. I'm sorry that I can't show you guys a video because I'm like one strike away from this whole YouTube channel being taken down. So you guys are going to have to go to this minute exactly so you guys can know exactly what I'm talking about. I can only give you guys one screenshot and that's basically it. So again, I'm sorry. So you have Bellingham having possession of the ball. Vinicius is ready to run, and you can see that Real Madrid have Barcelona exactly where they want them. You have Araujo marking his man, Koundé marking Vinicius, you have Alejandro Balde marking Valverde, and then you have Christensen, who was forced to step forward because Bellingham got away from Frankie de Jong and Gundogan. So it's 4 versus 4, and then Bellingham easily finds Vinicius, and Koundé steps forward also. I don't know why, and then Vinicius ends up scoring the goal. So it's that individual mistake and lack of focus from Jules Koundé. And I would also say maybe the lack of defensive discipline of Christensen. He should have been very well aware of what was about to go on. And he should have gotten there much faster. Like if he wanted to defend Bellingham, he should have stepped in much harder. much harder. And then, as for Koundé, like I've said, he stepped in without realizing that Vinicius was onside. You have to take care of that. Here is going to be another one that really pissed me off. This is going to be the second goal that Real Madrid scored. So you can see Valverde tells, I think it's Carvajal, he's like, take that long ball and throw it to Rodrigo. And you can see Rodrigo onside. And the reason why Rodrigo's onside, who is between Christensen and Koundé, is because Koundé did not take a step forward when that ball was about to go to Rodrigo. And so if only Koundé and Araujo, who are completely making Rodrigo onside, okay, I'm trying not to scream on this mic because I feel like it's going to hurt you guys' ears, but they make Rodrigo onside. If they only took 2 or 3 steps more forward on the same level of Christensen. Christensen is doing a tremendous job here. He's right on top of the line, making Rodrigo potentially offside, but then you have Koundé behind the line and Araujo way behind the line. They should have taken that extra 2 or 3 steps forward, be 100% focused, be well aware of what could go on, and make Rodrigo offside. But because Rodrigo was onside, because Koundé was way too back, because Araujo was way too back, it led towards Rodrigo being onside, and then Carvajal made that long pass, and then Christensen was just like, what the hell, dude? Like, that's the reason why he had that reaction when that ball went to Rodrigo. He's like, wait a minute, it's not offside, and then he had to run. That is why he looked very confused. So I'm like, dude, this is just the lack of concentration, the lack of focus. Xavi Hernandez has already set up these players for success, but they weren't focused on or ready for a situation like this. They were just like, I'm just going to stand here. Like, if you go look at this minute 9:40 or 9:39, as soon as the ball gets placed to Rodrigo, then Koundé and Araujo take the step forward to maybe look for the offside trap. I'm like, you guys are so late. You guys should have done that 2 seconds before. And then lastly, which is going to be the other goal, I think is the last goal, right after the penalty of Real Madrid, or from Vinicius, you can just see that, how do you even let one of the players score when you have 8 players inside the box and you're going up against 2 or 3 players from Real Madrid? You have 8 players and they still manage to score. And I understand that Koundé, again, he makes that pass straight to one of the players and for the sake of kicking it out, but it went straight to the player and then they ended up scoring. Lack of focus, lack of intensity, lack of everything. These players need to meet Xavi Hernandez halfway. He set these players up to defend Real Madrid well. There's 8 players in the box, 8, and they still scored with 3. How the hell is that Xavi's fault? Tell me, how is that Xavi's fault? And so it was just insane. And I hope that the players wake up and they wake up from this, this statement that Pep Guardiola made, because it's clear. And I'm trying to call it out here also. We need to protect Xavi at all costs and believe in the project. There's no way that Xavi Hernandez is going to be leaving. I know that's very upsetting. I know you guys are probably hating me right now. You guys are like, this freaking guy, this guy is insane. This guy is just loves Xavi Hernandez. So I hate this guy. I'm going to unsubscribe right now. I get it. I understand. If you don't like to hear things like this, you guys can go to other Barcelona channels where they're going to be saying exactly what you want to say. Right, I do take note of all the other Barcelona channels, and I know what other people are saying. They say exactly what you want to say because they want your subscription. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be real here. The one thing that I never been told is to not lie, and I'm gonna be telling the truth. And this is the truth, right? Okay, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.